Hi guys. So according to the CDC, the Center for Controlled Diseases and Prevention, about 18.5% of children were considered obese. That accounts to about 13.7 million children across the United States. Just 7 short years ago, I too was part of that 18.5% of children who were obese. It's important to know that child obesity is becoming alarmingly apparent in the US population. However, there are many feasible solutions that can be taken to decrease the number of children who are obese. Statistically, about 80% of you guys, based off of my audience analysis, stated that you guys knew of someone, whether that was a friend or a family member, that was obese as a child. 80% being such a high percentage is eye-opening, and it's an issue that needs to be discussed so kids are not continuously being affected by obesity. So what am I here to do today? I'm basically here to help you guys gain a better understanding of child obesity and the effects it has on the children. I'm also here to discuss to you guys about the organization that I chose, which is called Action for Healthier Kids, and the strides that they're taking to better the future for these kids. And I'm also here to tell you guys that we can work as one to help develop a more better and healthier future for these kids. So where do we start off? We start off in the school cafeteria. Schools play an important role in the lives and in the health of the children. We spend most of our days at school eating, and it's obvious and evident that the rate of obesity is occurring in the school cafeteria due to the school lunches and the vending machines that are all surrounded in the schools. According to CABI Nutrition, Food, and Sciences, they constructed a research that proved that 75% of the drinks and 85% of the snacks that they found in the vending machines were considered unhealthy. 85% is a very, very, very big amount, especially for a vending machine. Most vending machines you guys see are probably packed with chips, Oreos, candy bars, and that's just unhealthy. Now, I can take you back to when I was in high school. Being a student athlete, I was always on the move, and sometimes I would stay after school. I had clubs, and I had practice maybe before, and if I had time, I would go to the vending machine and maybe get a candy bar or a bag of chips. Was that healthy for me? No, but it did help with my hunger. And that's the same situation that kids are being put in the school. They're being put in a situation that will only help them in the moment and not in the future if they continue to eat food or drink sodas, pops from the vending machines. Another thing I want to talk about is the homemade school lunches versus the school lunches. Homemade school lunches are scientifically proven to be much healthier than the school lunches that kids are being provided with. There's a statistic in a study found from the Endocrine Today, which is basically a science research organization, and they found that school lunches had more fatty meats, which accounted to about 26%. More kids were offered more sugary drinks, which accounted to about 36%, and more kids ate less fruits and vegetables, which accounted to about 17-18%. So with all that told at you, it's obvious that kids are not getting the nutritional needs that they need in order to create a better, healthier lifestyle for them. And it all starts at school. This is just an example of a picture of a simple lunch. I can definitely agree and relate to this. Basically, the same kind of lunch that we got. You see the lack of nutritional needs a student needs. There's only a few carrot sticks. There's a lot more mac and cheese and more chicken nuggets. So it's important to make a change in the school lunches to help better the future for these children. So here's where I'm going to talk to you guys about my organization and what the strides are taking to better the future for these kids. The organization that I chose is called Action for Healthy Kids, and basically they are a nonprofit organization that promotes safe learning environments that encourage schools and students especially to be more healthier and to make the right decisions and to continue on with that both in school and outside of school. So one of the things that they do that I kind of liked was the fact that they promote breakfast programs, and breakfast is probably the most important meal of the day. If you don't have breakfast, then you're more likely to be more tired and you're just not going to be mentally and physically awake. So they offer a couple of programs. They offer breakfast in class, which is BIC. They basically offer grab and go, or they have secondary lunches, which I'm all very familiar with. In a school that I'm observing at, or I used to observe before the coronavirus, at Sayer Elementary, they had the BIC, the breakfast in class. So every morning at 8 o'clock, the first class I would observe, kids would come in with these little takeout bags, and it had the school name in the front, and inside they had the whole breakfast that the children chose from, whether it was from an apple, a carton of milk, French toast sticks, syrup, whatever you name it. It was all prepared in the bag, and it kind of emphasizes that breakfast is very important and that you need to have it in order to have a good day. Another thing that this organization does is that they have taste tests, and basically they set the whole gym and they provide students and they surround them with healthier choices, and they are able to taste sample them. I think this is also a good source, a good start, so that children know that it's not just vending machines that they're surrounded by. You have other options that are more healthier and better for you nutritionally. So let's look at the future. With a consistent and effective plan, such as the steps that the Action for Healthier Kids are taking, it's going to promise a better future for the kids, both physically, mentally, emotionally. First off, it's going to help them be healthier overall. They may not see it at first, but it's going to take time for them to see the improvements, to see their goals setting in. It's going to make them be more awake. They're gonna improve their stamina. They're not gonna be out of breath. They're not gonna be tired. They're gonna be more energetic. They're gonna decrease the chances of them risking a heart disease. That's basically what obese is, as well as lowering their blood pressure, which can cause for further diseases such as diabetes, etc. So it's important to know that there are a lot more positive outcomes in the future for these kids if there's an effective plan in play. It's not always going to help them. It's not going to help them physically, but it's also going to help them mentally. Weight stigma is a real thing. According to Pediatrics, which is another science research organization, stigma is basically going to increase the vulnerability to be depressed, to lose self-esteem, and to basically have a poor body image. So basically, in short, having an effective plan is going to help these kids both physically and mentally become healthier and better. Schools overall have the largest impact on the children's lives and the health that they have, and it all comes down to the school lunches that they are provided with. Now that we talked about the effects of child obesity, how children are affected negatively, we talked about the Action for Healthier Kids and the strategies they're taking. It's important to know that what the children are going through, both mentally, physically, and emotionally, that we need to change. Child obesity, again, is becoming alarmingly apparent in the U.S. population. However, there are many feasible solutions to decrease that number of students that are considered obese. All in all, in the light of things, there are many people and organizations working together to create better and healthier environments and futures for these kids. However, in the end, there's only one person that needs to make that first move, and it's you. I made that move 7 years ago. If I can do it, then I know that you guys can do it. But we are in this together, and you're not alone. Thank you.